Well, good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar on AI friend or foe. Uh, we're here to explore how small business can use AI safely and strategically, avoiding any risks that could hurt your business. Just to set expectation, this is not technical training. This is about practical business focus, AI awareness and use. Uh, if you are interested in some more technical training on using prompts and using some of those tools, reach out to me. I'm happy to potentially put together a class just for your company or your team. If you would like to do something like that, I'm happy to focus that. I think it's hard to do that in a large group just because everyone has different needs. But if I did it for a particular company, specifically using the tools that you want to use, that might be a good thing for you. But this is going to be more big business focus awareness training, AI awareness training. So next, why are we talking about it? The reality is AI adoption has exploded and it's still going crazy. This is bigger than anything I've seen, and I've been in the industry 40 years, bigger than the internet explosion, web explosion, everything. The scale and adoption of AI and how many users has grown just so exponentially that it's from telecom, any industry, anything you can compare to, there's nothing compared to this in terms of the growth. Um, it's showing up everywhere, marketing, customer service, HR, more. And we're going to see it show up more places, places that you didn't even anticipate, and by vendors uh, adding things to their systems without you even realizing it. So it's going to happen, um, and it's happening continuously, every day, evolving. Small businesses are adopting it, but often without safeguards. So small businesses are adopting it and starting to use it, and they're not really thinking about the risks. The risks are overlooked because the tools are free, they're easy to use, and that's really what creates kind of the slippery slope. So it's a double-edged sword, AI. It really is. It does save time, no doubt in my mind. This is one time where uh, productivity gains are astronomical. And I'm not just talking, the things you read about like software development. I'm talking about reviewing contracts, preparing proposals, helping with HR reviews or evaluations. You name it. It really does save a tremendous amount of time in even financial analysis and accounting, database analysis, everything, reporting. The potential is essentially unlimited. So it does save time. It does cut costs. Uh, I am not professing that this is going to eliminate jobs. I think it's going to be just like every automation and change in the industrial revolution and the technology revolution. It's going to shift jobs. Uh, Never going to be without the trades. Someone's got to run the electrical and the wire and the plumbing for these data centers and build the data centers and maintain the data centers. So it's not like trades are going to be hurt by this. In fact, the data center boom and the amount of billions of dollars being put into it uh, is astronomical. The $100 billion chip plant being built in Syracuse is going to impact our local economy. Us being an IT corridor, tech corridor is going to impact us. So businesses will benefit from all of this. But there will be a job shift because there's going to be improvement in productivity. Things that were taking a long time to do manually can be automated. So I think training employees is important because you want them to become the operators, the machine operators, the guy that runs the tractor. Your employees become the people driving the AI and utilizing the AI. The faux side of it, unfortunately, the risks are data leaks, compliance fines, reputational damage. You don't always know, and this is where we have to learn and pay attention to it, is where's my data going? How it's being used. Also, what is being cultivated or skimmed or collected by services that we use that we take for granted. Every time we use a new tool uh, or use the AI feature in Adobe, are we sharing information to their data model and what's their policy on that, what they're doing with their data? So it's not just, the worried about what I'm doing with ChatGPT or Copilot with Microsoft or Gemini with Google. Other software programs are incorporating AI. Well, where is that data going? When you hear about your phone system using AI and it's analyzing your call recordings or your calls real time, well, where's that data being stored? So does that mean your conversations are being recorded and sent to the cloud into an AI learning model and being stored and eventually stitched together for whatever legal situation, or using your audio fingerprint to trick people or trick systems? So the faux side of it is serious. So here I'm talking about professing how AI can really help your business with cutting costs, boost productivity. But the flip side is every time we're using it, uh, the security level of this is so important, and and trying to keep up with it is a daunting task. I was just on a IANS conference webinar this week, and that's all they were talking about is the AI agents and cybersecurity for AI agents. Is now you have these autonomous agents going out and doing something. I know I'm using the term agents. I did talk about explain agents in the previous webinar. So if you're not sure these terminology, go back and watch that webinar. It will help you with the vocabulary. So that way you're not lost in the terms I'm using. But so please go back and look. We have it up on our website, YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch that webinar. That kind of helps you with the vocabulary. We're not talking about these things, but when you do use and apply and use an agent from a company, where's the data going? So the conference I was on this week was talking about actually security and monitoring and logging of what the agents are doing. So if you're going to hire an AI agent to be a receptionist, I'm just using that because that's like the most common example people are seeing is, oh, we can get rid of our receptionist and have an AI agent do it. Yeah, that's a common one, but uh, again, that AI agent is talking to your customer. That means that whole conversation is being digitized and recorded and stored somewhere. So is the customer calling up and giving confidential information like their social security number, their birth date? Are they talking to an AI agent in an insurance company and providing that information, or a bank? So now this autonomous AI agent, if it's not protected well, uh, has that information and a hacker can get to it. So that's the faux side of it. So this is a real concern. And smarter people than me are working on trying to figure out ways to protect it, but we have to be aware when we're using it, what we're doing. So there's a lot to be concerned as much as there is a benefit from it. So what are SMBs using AI today for? So question I have for you is what are you doing? You're helping it probably, you're using it to help you maybe draft letters or emails, maybe a post for marketing people, maybe blogs are getting written, maybe your company hasn't done a lot in marketing and now you can, say, well, we don't really have anyone to help us write blogs. Well, now you can, use your your company information and have blogs written for you by AI. Maybe you're not doing email campaigns, but you could. So your marketing team, your marketing department for your company could really be leveraging AI. Again, helping them fill in the gaps to write things. Not everyone's a good writer or good with their grammar, and you don't want to embarrass yourself. I've seen salespeople send out some god awful emails in the past that had grammar errors, typos, things of that sort, and it's a little bit embarrassing. I mean, just how many people use type in HIPAA wrong? HIPAA is HIPAA, and they put it with two P's. So then here, you're a security person, you're a medical, and you're talking about HIPAA, and it's on the next slide. You realize how many people make a typo and do that wrong. So obviously, AI can help with that. Customer services, we've been dealing with the chatbots, but these chatbots are at the next generation. These are not your scripted ones that don't understand what you're saying. These are actually way more conversational and adaptive, and they aren't fully scripted. They're actually smart bots. That's changing things. Helping with FAQs when a customer has a question, answering the questions, not just having stock FAQs, actually having an agent answer the question accurately. based on the knowledge of your environment and your tools and your products. It could be anything, whatever your company does, whatever industry you're in, you can develop an agent to answer customers' FAQs through a chat, through an interface where they're calling in and getting help. They can also help a way to help your first level people dealing with a client. It's like, what do they do in a situation? You can actually ask the AI agent through your chat window. You can ask it those questions, and it can come back and say, "Well, the company's approach to this is that. You know, this is how you contact customer service. This is what you do for that. For this is where you ship the return. This is how you get an RMA, whatever." HR and admin is big. It's helping with job posting. It's helping screening candidates. Again, there's a lot to be said about AI biased, and we'll talk about that as well. But uh, you can't assume there's not bias there. Unfortunately, humans wrote the stuff and humans educated it, so there's some natural bias, unfortunately, in these AI engines, and that's a whole separate conversation. But if you're already using it, great, good for you. It's going to help. It's going to make things better when you have. I just use the example of HR. If you have an HR situation, you're really not sure how to handle it, or you can literally consult and say, "Hey, what's New York State's HR law regarding overtime?" So you're staying in compliance. Or is my policy, and you paste the policy into the chat window, you paste the policy and say, "Is my policy in compliance with New York State laws and current mandates?" And it'll come back and we'll tell you. It's not 100% accurate, but it's sure damn closer than what you get. And sure, you can then that's just first crack. I'm not going to say you're going to replace your lawyer or HR consultant or expert. That's not the case, but I can promise you they're using this technology. If they're not, they're falling behind because there's no possible way an attorney can know every law and every situation. But at their fingertips, they have that information that we don't have. So if they're paying for the subscriptions to legal services, they have all the legal precedents at their fingertips to help them. So yeah, SMBs are using AI today. We've talked, and if you go watch my previous seminar, we talked about how creating an account with chat for free. We talked about setting the security services, setting the security policies as well. So please check out that previous webinar. So hidden risks that you might not see. Uh, and this is the part you don't realize, is when you have employees using this, are they cutting and pasting company information into the chat window? So again, having the proper security settings, meaning don't share this with the large language, the LLM, um, is important setting. Possibly turning off his chat history, which is again one of those things where you lose by turning off the history. It doesn't save it, but at the same time, it doesn't really allow you to build and continue the conversation. So there's a double-edged sword there with the chat history. I like using chat history, but I want to make sure that history is staying local in my workspace and not being shared with the LLM. Are you introducing a HIPAA compliance issue? Are you sharing PCI, PII? Are you putting anything in that window when you're asking questions that could put you at risk for compliance? So the problem here is you may not be, but what are your employees doing? And then the other thing is what they call inaccurate outputs, AI hallucinations. This is when it misinterprets or provides bad information. That can happen. Just like you can get bad information from our news, you can get bad information from a doctor, a bad diagnosis. AI can make mistakes as well. And then this one is getting locked into pricing and terms. Um, if you're using a vendor, and when we say vendor, I'm not just talking about uh, OpenAI or Microsoft or Google, those kinds of AI. I'm talking about your vendors that are providing an AI tool for your business. Maybe your estimating program you use has AI capability now, or maybe your document management system now is using AI for storing the information and doing intelligent searches on your document system. So document management is being revolutionized by AI. So Here, we're concerned about is vendor lock-in, price terms, and then data. Where does the data reside? When you work about compliance and you work about security, if you get into cybersecurity, one of the biggest things we do in cybersecurity that your CISO or CSO will do is determine where is the data and how it's being protected. So knowing where that data is. This is why we prefer to keep things centralized in servers. This is why we like to keep things off desktops and off local environments and have them stored, saved, tagged, labeled, and protected in a environment that is secure. So those are things to consider. Those are the hidden risks that we really do miss, is the cutting and pasting, and then the compliance, which is hitting all of us. I only listed a couple, but we also have the Shield Act now with New York State, which covers uh, personal identifiable information on any New Yorker that every business has to comply with. So if you're not up on Shield Act, please read about it, look at it. We have some webinars on it as well. But we all in New York State that run a business are complied to oblige by it. So let's talk about some real stories. So uh, recent case, a major company was fined after they leaked confidential data through an AI tool, and they didn't know it. Again, these are those AI agents that have the ability to go into your database, analyze data, come back and give you a report. Well, that interim process was in a AI environment in a workplace that wasn't secure, and the data got leaked. So this is what I'm trying to explain: is we're using these tools to help us be productive, but at the same time we're putting ourselves at risk. Um, so you have to do your due diligence. You've got to, ask those tough questions and get them to show them your. And when I say them, I'm talking to your vendors, suppliers, people you're working with that you're utilizing any of their AI tools. What if employee uploads contracts? Where's that going? Are you keeping that internal to your environment, or is it being shared in a shared environment? That can be a concern. AI generated marketing posts with false claims can damage trust. So if your marketing people are using it and it's uh, kind of using some puffery and making some claims that you can't back up, you got to be careful of that. Again, that a small business did run into that where its AI was basically making false claims. They got in trouble with that. Um, and imagine uploading a contract in an AI system. Who owns that data? Uh, and who's going to see it and have access to it? So there can be backlash from a customer, bad publicity. Obviously, anytime there's a breach or uh, data exfiltration, which is basically data loss, data getting taken out of uh, where it should be a private environment and put onto the public dark web, whatever. That's a serious problem. That damage control for a business can be costly. Some businesses don't survive from that. Others take a really big hit financially as well. So let's talk about some safe and strategic AI use. First thing is let's set up some guardrails. We have an AI policy for you that we will share. It's a boilerplate. We're not attorneys. You could have an attorney review it as well, but it is a common sense AI policy that you could implement right away. So we have it as a Word document for you. And do I have a way of? Can I post that in the chat? Let's see. We'll send it out to email, but I think I might be to. Let's see. I put it in. Okay, I did that just for the expediency of people that from the email. Also, sometimes when you send Word documents in email, they don't go through. So hopefully you can see that in the chat and you can download that. That is a Word document you can use for developing your own in-house um, AI policy, acceptable use policy. I think part of that process is deciding what tool you're going to use. So hopefully that posted okay. I don't know if anyone can let me know that that worked. Um, oh, great. Thank you. Kathleen raised a hand. Let's see what you have a question, Kathleen. We do have Q&A. Hopefully that's enabled. I don't see a question, but if you got it, if that was just a hands up to say, oh, you don't see it in chat. Did I share it with everybody in chat? Let's see. It says, oh, no, I didn't. Everyone. There you go. Thank you. Try that again. All right. Thank you for letting me know that I didn't post it to all. That defaulted to just the panelists, which we don't have any. Okay. So let me know that we got a thumbs up on that. Got it. Okay, good. So again, I'm not a lawyer, not playing the lawyer, but this is a great starting point to have something. This is important to get your employees doing. When you onboard new employees, you should implement this now, but you also should think about which tool you guys are going to, your company is going to adopt and use, whether it's Claude, Gemini, uh, OpenAI, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot. Um, you want to have that as your part of that policy is describe which tool you're using, which is approved, and what security setting. Make sure the security set off, what you want the security setting for history to be set to, that type of thing. So just a quick reminder on that. Um, did I hit? I did. I hit the wrong thing. Okay. Sorry, I went ahead by mistake. Train your employees. Uh, don't don't just assume that I think a lot of companies do this. They get a new software tool or product and they just like expect all the employees to just OJT it, learn it on their own. Um, if you want to do some training, I'm happy to participate in that. Do training specific for your employees. We also recommend, and something new we just signed up for, and we're going to be offering it to our clients, is we got subscriptions for a company called Bigger Brains. So if you're looking for a training platform, we found the best training platform out there on every topic, including AI, Windows 11, Word, Excel, every program out there. This is it's got over 300 courses. We did a really large group buy so we can get you a really, really great price on a subscription for your employees. So I think a lot of companies kind of lack on the training side. We're forcing everyone to move to Windows 11 because of Microsoft's obsolescence, but also because of security. So we're making the end of Windows 10 ends October 31st, and we're moving everyone to Windows 11. But meanwhile, no one's getting any training on it. So if you're interested in training, reach out to us. We'd love to share with you what we're doing with Bigger Brains. It's a great platform that your employees can go in, and again, you can do cybersecurity training, meet that requirement New York State has for Shield Act. You can do sexual harassment training, which meets that requirement, and you can track that. So it's a nice platform for that. And then also you can have curriculums to help your employees learn about proper use of AI or any other tools they use in their system. Maybe it's QuickBooks you want training on. Bigger Brains is the best platform out there. We've done a lot of research to find it, and then I did a large group buy of licenses to get a great price on it for everybody. The next thing is start small and scale. So get the policy in place, work on the training, and then come up with some little projects of what you want to do, what can really help you, and by department. Getting your marketing people use it, getting your HR people to use it, looking what your accounting can do with it. And again, work through the uh, part of the process of doing this is tagging and labeling information and documents and what's going to be shared. So you're not putting things into the AI system that you don't want in there. One of the things I teach in the previous class is is substituting names. Don't use employee names. Don't use company names. Use generic, information. Don't actually put the the purest data in there. Give it just a reference. Say, I've got employee A that had a problem with employee B, and I need to do blah blah blah. That kind of thing. Don't kind of sterilize the data before you put it into the AI engine. And then lastly, which is going to be the hardest because it's dynamically changing, but is vetting your vendors. When your vendor comes along and tells you they got this new shiny module, they've added this, they automatically added it to your ERP system, or they added it to your estimating system or whatever. Find out how they're really protecting your data, and get it in writing, and see it in writing, because you're going to be able to hold them accountable by that. And I mean that because if you have a breach or something happens, you're going to want that, so your liability and your insurance and everything can go after that vendor for breach. Unfortunately, our world is like that, and we have to be a lot of CYA here when it comes to this stuff. So I think it's very important when you're dealing with any vendors. How are they handling your data? What are they doing for compliance? And what are your options for opting out, for your data being stored in their LLM? Uh, Also, there is the ability to do internal LLM, keeping things internalized. Your data, your IP, maybe engineering firm, you want to keep all your designs and stuff internal, but you want people to be able to learn and share ideas internally, but you don't want that shared with external systems. You can do that. So safe and strategic use, AI use is possible, but you've got to really pay attention to it. It's I think we're a little lax when it comes to internet usage, and I think that's why we've had such problems with phishing and scams, that we really don't block a lot of things. We really don't filter a lot, as much as we could, and I think things get through. Um, I think this is could be even a little worse, because now if you're starting using these third party solutions or agents or vendors, uh, you don't even know what data they're taking and sharing. Uh, Versus at least monitoring what employees doing. So again, very important that you pay attention to this and don't ignore it. Um, so what do we do? Uh, and this is kind of what I guess I led into it, is AI is best for repetitive tasks, and I'll say for now non-sensitive tasks. If you're producing a brochure that's public facing, that's non-sensitive, right? I mean, you're producing a brochure, you're producing marketing material, you're going to put it out there in the public. That's a great use for AI. If you're going to be producing even a HR policy, that could even be not as sensitive if it's internal used. Um, and like this AI policy I just gave you, uh, AI generated AI policy, an AI policy for AI generated by AI. There you go. um, so this is important to do, is thinking about what you can do with it, how to leverage it, and think about really what you're doing with it. As soon as you start putting really serious financial data or company corporate AI, IP into it, you sure is better done all the other things I told you about. Keep human in the loop for all of this stuff, especially for any agents you end up deploying, and logging and reviewing that type of thing. Uh, I'm not sure how to track the ROA. I'd love to figure that out myself. If anyone comes up with great ideas on how to track ROI, I would love to. But I only know from my own experience and what I see other people doing, and what they share with me is something that might have taken, and I'll give you a real life example, an RFP that would take me 6 to 8 hours to prepare. Um, I was able to bang it out in an hour, and really cut down my amount of work, because I was able to use previous RFPs, all my other information, pull it together, and get it into the format I needed, my format, with the information answers I needed to meet the RFP's request. Huge amount of time saving, and I might even be conservative when I say I save 6 to 8 hours. It could be even more. Um, so sometimes you really can get a measurement. I'm just not sure how to do it all the time. So I think that's a great area to share ideas of how to measure the ROI with AI. But there is an ROI. I experience it myself every day, and I'm teaching the employees how to do that in terms of solving problems quicker and helping clients faster as well. The only thing I want to mention before I go forward, just kind of talk about it, is remember AI is a tool. It's not the answer to everything. It's a tool. It shouldn't replace what I call real intelligence or RI. It shouldn't replace our judgment or our review of it. Um, that is a mistake. People notice if you just generated something blatantly out of AI and really haven't altered it. Uh, it's getting better where you can kind of teach an AI or tell an AI uh, chatbot like ChatGPT that I'd like it to be friendly. I like to be softer. I don't want to be harsh. I want to be professional. You can kind of change the tone and tune. Uh, you can even tell it writing styles and things of that sort. So it's getting better. They're getting smarter as well to help you make it less robotic. Um, but again, AI is a tool, just like a hammer doesn't make a carpenter, and just like a paintbrush doesn't make a painter. You can put a paintbrush in anyone's hand. Hey, Peyton Manning, Peyton, he's Peyton Manning, right? Uh, it cracks me up all the time because he's okay. You get the joke. So just because you're given the tool does not make you good at its use. And so I really think it doesn't replace real intelligence. So that's my little spiel on real intelligence. Okay. AI isn't the enemy, but it can be. It can be really risky if unmanaged, and it can be strategic and not reckless. So this is up to you to pay attention to this. Don't be caught with your pants down on this one. Get on this wave. This is not stopping. I just read recently, I get some daily AI feeds on what's happening in the world. And Sam Altman, the father of OpenAI, um, is anticipating $1 trillion of investment into data centers. They are claiming now that they have AI models that are even more advanced than what we're using today. They just don't have the computing power to run them. So the rush to quantum computing, to the building these bigger data centers for NVIDIA, building these bigger chips, uh, Intel building bigger and better chips, it's crazy. This is the fastest growth I've ever seen in any tech in the 40 years I've been doing this. So don't kid yourself. This is not going away. You've got to be on the top of the wave. Don't get buried by the wave. And I tell my employees that. I'm telling you that as clients that learn to use it, embrace it, control it, manage it. Don't let it control you. And it really is your choice of whether this is friend or foe. So here's my final deck. Um, here's contact information for us. I'm happy to meet with you to discuss your uses, talk about anything you might want to do for your company's use in AI. Um, we have an AI checklist that we're going to send out to you. Um, I guess since I learned how to post, I could do that too. Uh-huh. I'll post it in the chat, but we're also going to send it out. But we did come up with a little checklist for you. And while you're here, I'm going to throw it at in the chat for you. So this is an AI risk and readiness checklist, just to kind of get you thinking about things you should do. But please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about what you can do with AI within your business. Um, you've got the sample policy, you got the risk checklist, so we made those available to you. We're gonna, for the people that didn't attend, we'll be emailing them out. So if you're listening to this recorded event, you're welcome to email us and ask us for copies of those documents. If you watch this webinar later since we do record them and save them. If you want to share the link once it comes out, you're welcome to. We're happy for you to share this information with other employees at your company or other people you know. We will provide on our website links to our webinars so you can share those with other people and come back and watch them anytime down the road. I will, I guess, see if there's any questions. And looks like a couple. My chat is the host has disabled attendee chat. Okay, no, we got that fixed. All right. I don't see anything new for questions. I'll give it a second if anyone has any. But if you don't, if I know it's a very broad subject, very hard to focus in. I'm happy to discuss where and how it might you might be able to leverage AI within your company and your business. Um, but if I don't see any more questions, I will end the webinar now and hope you got something out of it. And thank you for attending.